3, 2, 1. Nice.
Boom.
That was a good one.
That was good. Alright, so everybody, we had our votes in between which video to do, Mayhem or Japan, and everybody chose Japan! For no reason, hand dances.
So we didn't want to spend too much time on any one country, but Japan was just its own universe, and we are happy to spend a few episodes. And we didn't just drive through, we hitchhiked through, which meant we got a really unusual view into a place that people already think is pretty cool.
So it all started when basically Anna and I found that the cheapest, it was actually, cheaper to fly to Japan and then Korea to fly on to Canada than it was to fly directly from Russia. So we figured why not go to Japan and see what it's like, and we'd figure out what would happen once we got there.
We didn't know where we're staying or how we're going to get around, and we just jumped on a plane, crossed our fingers.
From there, on the plane, we met our hero of Japan named Honda. And he basically became our ambassador to Japan. He took a real liking to us. As soon as we got off the plane, he made sure that we understood the train system, and he realized that we were real bums and didn't know where we were staying for that night, so he actually managed to find and help us book a hostel, because obviously we didn't speak any Japanese.
And got us a deal.
And got us a really good deal.
We checked into our hostel, which is absolutely incredible. We were drinking miso soup that came out of the dispenser, and now we were about to go see our hot tub.
It's almost been free so far.
And stayed with us.
And ended up staying with us because he was like, well, if we're going to be going out tonight, because I have to take you out to dinner since I've gone this far with you guys, I'll just stay. And he ended up taking us to our first izakaya.
We can stay for 2 hours. We can drink as much as we like for $12.
And there's karaoke and sushi involved, and it's fucking awesome. We ended up having our own private little room that we were just able to party it up in.
After the izakaya is when we met those businessmen in the street, and they were like, oh, do you want to go to a whiskey bar? And you don't say no to that, and they just bought shots all night long.
Sake! This is sake! Yeah!
So yeah, then we woke up the next day and we started to explore Tokyo. We were lucky enough the hostel we were staying in had bikes, so we were able to go out and cycle a lot.
If you have the chance, and you can, definitely suggest taking a bike through Tokyo, because it was one of the coolest ways to see Tokyo.
We were lucky. Honda took us around for the day to show us how to use the underground tube system. So he took us to all the key spots, like the that crossing. Is it in Shibuya? Yeah.
So many people on a live broadcast with her.
I have no idea what's going on. How do I?
Street lights on every corner, advertisements, noise. There's just so much going on, and it had such a buzz to it.
You get used to it, but when you first arrive, it blows your mind.
It's like Vegas on steroids.
Are you doing a video?
No.
You are.
Why would I do a video now?
Because we're in Japan at a sushi bar with all this sushi. went to try some of the sushi. Seeing as it's from Japan, what better place to have sushi?
Well, I mean, you know, it being Japan, it's got a really big reputation for its food and sushi, and of course it was all amazing. Everything that we had was absolutely delicious. The only thing that I didn't really enjoy was fermented soybeans, which, like, when you see the texture, just no. Everything about it, no.
Anna and I found a rabbit cafe, so we got to spend the day
Such a sentence.
playing with bunny rabbits.
Well, you know, of course, Japan is also known for their arcades, or at least in my mind. And one of my ultimate goals in life was to go to an arcade and get beaten by a Japanese kid at Street Fighter. He wiped the floor with my face. So many weird, crazy games, like a Japanese arcade has no comparison to anywhere else in the world.
Then it came to the group splitting.
Yeah, it was time to start the hitchhiking.
So yeah, we had between 2 and 4 weeks to get to Seoul, and it kind of became a bit of a race.
Straight away. That's all I could think at the beginning. Way too competitive.
Well, we divised up into teams. So there was Team Sleepy Dragons, me and Max.
The best team.
Team Mustachios,
Andre and Rich.
Team Highball.
Becca and Anna. And then there was the Belgians.
Yeah.
Who...
They had an incredible time, but they didn't film any of it. So just imagine them doing similar things to us.
Yeah.
We are equipped with nothing but our shoes, our backpacks. I have a tent, and he has basically a hammock. Yeah.
We don't even have a sign where we want to go. We should probably get one of those.
So everyone did the stereotypical go to a dumpster, find some cardboard, and then, you know, started filling out where we planned to try and hitchhike to. It's really hard to write the city names if you're not Japanese, because at a glance it's just lines and other lines, but as soon as you get one slightly wrong, you're going to a different city.
Well, we rely on Google mostly, but it was really good to have at least
Reassuring.
one other person be like, yeah.
Just got here, got outside, and we're just by the We're waiting for traffic.
The highway to Kyoto. Our first time trying hitchhiking.
One thing we learned very quickly, every team couldn't leave Tokyo. Long story short, trying to hitchhike out of central Tokyo is a bad idea.
6 o'clock in the evening in Tokyo. Andre is trying to get us a lift towards Osaka on this very, very busy main road that leads hopefully in the right direction. We have no idea. We're trying to get to Osaka.
Wakey, wakey.
What we figured out was if you get the public, buses or the metro out into the outskirts, ideally if you get to a service station.
Officially made it to what we believe is the expressway. We're told if you...
It's a perfect place to stand, and as soon as we got there, we were laughing. I'd never hitchhiked before.
I've done it in France once.
Yeah, so this was quite a step for most of us. I just want to say a thanks to Joel for teaching me how to hitchhike. The 2 keys for Japan is you have to wear a Godzilla hat and you have to dance all the time. You're basically sending off signals saying, I'm funny, I'm harmless, I will entertain you on a long car journey. And it worked.
Yeah, well, we got an awesome family that picked us up. And two little kids ended up teaching us, a bunch of Japanese numbers and words.
You good? Need you. Pen, pineapple, apple, pen.
Pen, pineapple, apple pen.
The greatest thing ever.
And yeah, they had us snacks. They were awesome.
Tunnel coming up.
Me and Anna initially got a bus to Osaka, so we kind of cheated because we didn't hitchhike the first leg, but it was so cheap. It was like €5 each. And
we are the only people on the bus. We have a VIP bus.
There was no one on there, so it was like a private ride.
First hitch spot was a bit of a failure. Luckily we found Wi-Fi and we're now looking up other places. So this is our home for this evening. We're staying in a very fancy park next to the motorway services.
You know when you think hitchhiking is a good idea and you can save money and everything, all the stuff.
So we hide in a toilet. So it's now 10 minutes after we first resided to the toilets, and things have changed. We now have a lake and our own river.